So you were saying breasts bursting at the seams for la leche.
Oh, yes. Well, it's funny because Tres Leches, the idea of Tres Leches, I have found that people sexualize it much more than I think we have.
Yeah. Well,
Really? Because you came up with the milkers as the name of our listeners.
I did come up with the milkers.
right.
I did do that.
Yeah.
I won't,
And you weren't talking about kitty cats.
I was not.
No.
I wasn't exactly by the gallon I was talking about, but nothing you can buy at the supermarket. But it's definitely been amazing how sexualized it's been. But I was sharing friends before the show that there used to be this party called La Leche.
Mm-hmm.
That it was this extraordinary. It was exactly what you would expect it to be. I've already told them about this party, but it is essentially a circuit party where all these gay men get together, and there are waiting pools. I mean, like a pool, like a plastic pool that's been painted black, so it kind of disappears into the club, and it's milky water, and they're just the go-go dancers are pouring it on themselves, and these spectacular quadruple E breasted dolls, honey. Truly the dolls.
Capital G.
wow.
Spain's greatest dolls. Direct from Portugal, Germany, Shanghai, Berlin. They're covering themselves in the milk. So that's la leche. But I have been surprised that every time everyone's like, ooh, they say the name like kind of Tres Leches. Ooh.
Tres Leches is good. I mean,
I'm
three leches is better than one.
Yes, exactly.
Very
Yeah,
much is. I'm very happy you're getting that.
I've had one. I've had three. Three is better.
What's that reference?
That's from a class act by Marvin Hamlish. It's his lesser known musical after a chorus line.
I love that. Oh my God. Should we tell everybody where we are right now? I think it's very important.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, look around. Look at our digs.
It's amazing.
We're definitely not in New York, folks.
No.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Tres Leches live.
That's why we're smiley and happy
I
and
know.
go lucky.
We're
It's a
never
new
in the same
place.
room like recording like
I
this.
know,
It's been
my God,
over a year
it's
since
so-
we've been.
Oh,
It's so nice. Hola, hola, beautiful souls. ¿Cómo están? Buenas tardes. How's it going? Oye, are you hungry? Good thing, because it's time for your weekly slice of Tres Leches, served as a podcast, your favorite auditory treat where the zest of Latino culture meets the effervescence of queer narratives, with your hosts, Ian, Johnny, and Juan. Let's start the show.
Posture, straight
I
up.
know.
We're on
Yeah,
camera.
Yeah.
Multi-camera, no less.
Absolutely. Spared no expense. We've got the Hollywood sign right over there to my right.
Well,
It's amazing.
There it is. We buried the lead. We are in Los Angeles. We are in LA, and
He has to use his journalism like jargon just so that everyone takes us more seriously.
credibility.
Yeah.
So
By
that his
hook or by
mom doesn't
crook.
give him more notes than
Yes,
she already
exactly. Yeah,
Speaking
we're
of
gonna get them already.
credibility, we're here because we're nominated for a GLAAD Award.
does. Oh my God.
And we're attending tonight, actually.
We are.
The Latine honors
Yeah.
in honor of our Latina culture.
I know. I'm very excited.
It's a thrill. Honestly, I was very humbled for real when by the fact that we'd be nominated among such accomplished, amazing people,
Kiki
including
Palmer,
the great,
Bowen
to
Yang,
name a few.
Matt
Yeah.
Rogers, just a couple.
legacy podcasts. Yeah, exactly. The
Crazy.
ABC, NBC, CBS
Right.
of podcasts.
Yeah.
We're giving A24
Before the 24.
Yeah,
we were
exactly.
like, hey,
before everything, everywhere, all at once. Just kind of A18.
Yeah.
exactly.
So over here at A18, it's very, very nice. But then also that this event is to celebrate Latin culture
Yes.
yeah.
and to be here for it. And I don't know who's gonna be there. Who do you want to be there at the Latine Honors GLAAD Media event?
Ooh, well, I just have to say, I wouldn't want to be, Juan asked me today after you left from our little powwow, like meeting.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, like you didn't want a guest? And I was like, no, I don't want to wrangle anyone today.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just like don't want to be in charge of anybody. Not that it becomes that, but it's just like, to me, it was enough that I am literally like, it's like I have you two.
Right.
Yes.
Like that's
And
all
that's
that
a
really,
metaphor for your life. You like to fly free.
I do like to fly
Unburdened.
free. Oh my
By
God.
what has been.
Unencumbered. Exactly.
Unencumbered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. That
But
is
you
very-
did fall out of a coconut tree. Just now.
Sometimes I don't get his like one-liners, but I don't care.
Yeah,
because
no, it's 'cause he sells
the
them.
delivery that I'm just like, yes.
The attention deficit disorder is deficiting.
The holding of the glasses in your hand is giving English teacher.
Matriarch
In the Queen's
Yeah,
County.
in the Queen's County. No, but what we were saying is that Johnny asked if Ian was going to bring a +1
Yeah,
tonight to the Latine honors, and he's flying solo.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
But he has us.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of flying solo, how was your...
Wait, who are you bringing? Don't fly solo.
Oh,
please.
yeah.
Oh, me? I'm bringing a good friend of mine. His name's Rafael de la Fuente.
Ooh.
He's a
Sounds
beautiful actor.
Yes.
He is.
He is
He is.
expensive. He's Venezuelan.
Ugh.
Look him up if you don't know. He was in Empire, Dynasty,
He's the real deal.
lots
really
of shows. And
like
fine.
a velvety
Fine, fine,
voice.
fine.
Oh my god, he's a beautiful boy. He's a beautiful boy.
Yeah. You know, I think.
And you know what I like about him? Sorry, he
What?
always tells me how beautiful I am.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
She does like that.
But I'm sorry, it's not that. That wasn't the flex. The flex is
But
like I just
That-
mean that.
you just sold that
I
so
just want
well.
to say like Rafa, this is to you. I just really appreciate that every time you see me, you're just always like, oh my god, like
Niño
you're just so
bello.
beautiful. Like he just and he really earnestly means it.
Yeah.
He might also want to have sex with me, and that is okay too.
Oh,
but
I'm
I
surprised
just,
you haven't already.
No, no. Well,
Tonight is the night.
So?
Is the night.
Was
of
it crispy?
what now?
Oh.
Wow, you be starting shit. You be starting
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I mean, if you're both saying you're attractive to each other in person, I just assume that's usually the D.
I can appreciate beauty from afar, and that doesn't necessarily mean I always have to consume it.
Consume it.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I'm
took
not.
the words
I'm saying.
right out of my mouth.
I really don't. Like sometimes to me,
Oh well, I
know.
guess I'm just decadent in every way. 'Cause
Sorry, did you
if
say
I like it,
decadent
I
or-
want it.
decadent.
Decadent. Oh, that's good.
Oh, great name for a podcast.
Great name for a podcast.
What was the other name you said was good today? Would have been good for a podcast?
Oh, overcompensating.
That's right. But Benito Skinner is using it for his Amazon Prime.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, which we will be watching. May
We will be
15th.
watching.
We will.
All
right.
So we're
Fun.
here.
No, wait. I was just gonna say my +1 is my
Yes.
boyfriend Jay, and
Yes.
it's going to be the the first reunion of Ian and Jay.
Oh my God, you're right. You're right.
So we'll see how this goes.
We'll edit
There might be another live letter coming read on air. For those of you who don't know, there was we had a whole episode about the first meeting.
A whole episode.
Go
bitch.
back, go to YouTube. Yeah.
meaning an episode entero, not meaning an episode about whole. Just had to.
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
clarify.
exactly. We had a whole episode about the incident. Yeah.
I'm
Enterito,
surprised we haven't
enterito.
had one of those, honestly.
But I think we're gonna have a great time tonight.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be wearing kind of like overly drapey Latin moments that kind of give spice.
A little.
Yeah.
I love. Don't you love that when it's like, oh, I love Latinos. I just love the energy, the spice y'all bring to
Yeah.
everything you do. It's so fun. Your energy.
Yeah, it's just like
It's what I love.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah. I
My
just
favorite
love
is
it.
when like I'll talk to usually a white man on like Instagram, and he's like, "Hey, papi." I'm like, "Who said that you could call me that?"
Ooh,
Who been saying
ask,
that?
ask for permission first.
Like it just feels like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Oh,
Like I could say it because it's my culture,
Oh,
but like you
see.
saying it feels almost fetishy a little bit.
I thought you were gonna say egregious.
Oh, that too.
the two. You know, I don't mind being
Called.
kind of being called Boppy by someone.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's
But
like an endearment.
it's a white man,
I mean, they gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess.
Certainly better than Spick.
For sure.
No, but in all
or
seriousness,
Consuela.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I guess
I've been called that before.
yeah.
You were in a maid costume?
No, I was just be myself, and one of my white friends said, "Consuela," or he's like, "You know how to make guacamole, right?"
Ooh,
Wow.
comfortable.
You mentioned her name
Very
earlier today,
comfortable.
actually.
You mentioned her earlier. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, I'm with you. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, great. Okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
Pre-production, not for y'all. No, I don't kind of mind it, but I do see how it can be, if it's overdone.
It just feels presumptuous to say, like, to me,
I see.
Mhm.
it feels like, oh, I don't even know you like that to be calling me papi.
I hear you. I hear
know?
you.
It is kind of intimate.
It's like calling a Middle Eastern guy Habibi and you don't even know like.
That is
No, you know,
okay.
it's-
That put it into perspective.
That did put it into
Like
perspective.
if he calls me Habibi, I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much
Ooh,
for
You
allowing
saying
me
Habibi
to.
is so cute. Say it again.
Habibi?
Oh my God. It's like he called me Habibi. It's like you've made it your own. I love it.
But it feels or gostoso, like for Brazilians, like I'm like, oh yeah,
careful. That's a trigger for him.
Oh, you
Sorry,
like that?
Jay, but Brazilians trump everything.
It's just
Oh,
Brazilians.
really?
I've said this before. I think I might have said this on the pod already. I can't with Brazil anymore.
Oh yeah, she
I'm
did say
done with Brazil. I want to go. It's not about not liking it. It's about liking
I like it too much.
Yeah.
It's enough. They're too happy.
Yeah.
Brazilians, they're too hot. They are too happy.
Mm.
They're in a good mood all the time, and they're just like, oh yeah, fun, everything perfect.
I
My
mean,
body,
I'd be
yes,
if I
amazing.
look like that, I move like that.
Correct.
I
I'd be in a
swung
good
like
mood
that.
too.
Yeah.
If I woke up, looked like that. Imagine you have a nightmare and you wake up. Oh my God. It's still me. It's just all me. 100% Brazilian beef. Perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it gets online. It's like every Brazilian person you see is hotter than the last one.
Mhm.
You
They're
got a
churning
good
them
algorithm
out.
going on.
Something in the water.
Yeah, my algorithm. No, my algorithm is definitely Rio Bahia.
Is the wizard or small-minded? No.
No, exactly.
Speaking
Listen, Glenda, I've been
speaking of
thinking.
places that aren't where we are that you
Oh.
have to travel to,
Yeah.
Tell me.
how was everyone's travel to LA? I
Oh,
feel like
mine
we
was
all have
good. I
very
got a
different-
nice little first class ticket,
Ooh.
which was nice.
What airline?
Delta. I'm a Delta
Love.
girl.
Love.
Platinum
Hi-
status.
Okay.
Yes.
We have
But you know,
loyalty here.
one of my biggest pet peeves about the airport is how people don't act platinum status. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't mean, I'm not trying to be elitist. I'm just saying my biggest pet peeve of the airport is when you're at baggage claim and you know how the bags are coming out
Mhm.
on the thing
Mhm.
and
I do know.
everybody's crowding like it's a chicken fight and they're just crowding like.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at the airport, and I'm one of those people that when I see injustice happening, I have to call it out, whether it's with people, animals.
Yeah.
So weird. It's so
Things-
not like you to do that.
Right. No, I never give my opinion. So I was just getting frustrated because I couldn't see the bags even coming out because people are hovering. And I'm like,
Wow.
if we could all just step back and when your bag drops, that's when you walk up and you get it from the thing. I think that's how it works. And this,
You said that with a loud mic.
I did
Work.
Mhm.
with the Moses voice.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Exactly. Part the C's, honey.
And the lady behind me goes, yeah, I agree.
Yes.
And I'm like, period. And then Philip's like behind me, Philip, my boyfriend. And I look back and I'm like, I can't. And I realized I was with my dad recently and someone was trying to skip in line and he goes, excuse me, there's a line here. And I was like, that's where I get it from. But it is just one of those things that feels so simple. Like the bags are coming out. When you see your bag, that's when you walk up and get it, miss,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Don't hover. Like you're not the only one at the airport, girl.
It's what do we think? Is it like is it I need to gain or reclaim or just feel a sense of control over the moment? So I'm gonna be over this bag carousel to show it that I'm its owner. Like what is that about?
My theory, this is my theory with travel, and it is so undignified. Travel, it embarrasses you. It degrades you from the very. First of all, they make you take off your shoes if you don't got TSA.
Yeah.
To me,
That's
that is so embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
you got your shoe. You're like, you take them off and take out your laptop, and for me, that feels oddly private.
yeah.
I want to keep the laptop inside. Yeah. I got TSA, so I'm not taking off anything.
I just
But-
got the pre-check.
Yeah.
yeah, I got my pre-check as if that's anything. But I find that we as travelers are exhausted by everything that is just thrown at us. It makes us feel like
Yeah.
just like dirt.
Yeah.
You arrive at the airport,
Yeah.
and before, when we were kids,
Uh-huh.
when we were little, always, you didn't want to have your bags be too heavy, of
Mhm.
course. But now you have to, not only do you want them to not be too heavy, you are afraid of having to pay for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's this dance that you're doing of what do I bring? what am I not bringing? I've got to carry on.
Right,
How do
and
I
you wanna
sneak?
carry
How do I
on.
sneak on my coat? I don't want to pack it because then I have to check it. Already, it's embarrassing that we have to think
Yes.
about all these things. So then, after you've taken off your shoes, horrendous. They make you can't even bring water.
Well, yeah.
You can't bring no liquids through.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Well,
And you know where
9/11.
it's- So what?
9/11.
Well, no, no. What?
So you don't want to talk about 9/11?
It's almost like you're like saying it as if it's
That's a
like
Mariah
they don't
Carey
even let you.
reference.
Well, there's a reason
No,
why
I
they
know,
don't
but
let you.
but even shoes and all of that wasn't a thing before.
Shoes? Yes, the shoe bomber.
I know.
Y'all don't remember all these?
No, that's what I mean. But Juan is, Juan.
No,
is
I mean
aware
it
of
is
all of that.
embarrassing.
I know why we cannot bring in a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. I know why that is.
But can you explain to me why? What will the Pepsi do?
Because
Go
you make explosives.
Off of a liquid?
hmm
I didn't know that.
You need a certain amount of liquid. I don't know how to make a bomb. I've never looked it up.
I don't.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just from what I heard.
Sorry to this
Yeah.
bomb. I wouldn't know this bomb if I
wouldn't
saw
know
it on the
this
street.
bomb. I wouldn't know a thing.
I wouldn't know a thing. No, I just think it's ridiculous because
Y'all are really testing me right now.
yeah, exactly. To me, it's that you then have to go through security and you have to pay for water.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
we live in a
Because in
capitalist
Miami
society.
International,
Oh, but there are some places that have the water spigots where you could put your bottle.
they do.
Yeah.
LaGuardia, for
Guys,
example.
most airports have that.
More liberal airports, the ones you'd be going
spigots?
to.
What are you talking about? Water fountains.
No, no,
Yeah.
but like there in I think it's Austin's airport. There is literally just a fountain, like a
trough.
table,
Where
you can go and put your bottle, like
kinda
your
Yeah.
water, like at a festival.
your little exactly.
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We are incorporating festival culture into our everyday lives.
Mhm,
I know.
Truly.
More on that later.
Yeah, exactly. Hold your horses.
What if we all just did a Molly before we travel?
I literally was like, are you about to say, what if we all just did a bump?
I'm not-
It's
no,
on-
MDMA for those
for the travel.
for travel, like just or maybe like a little mushroom gummy on your way to the airport, and it's like everything's a giggle.
It's just too tense.
Yeah.
It's just too tense. And then, but to me, the worst part is boarding.
Yeah.
The worst part is boarding.
Oh, girl.
It brings out.
Boarding an airplane when you're in group 7 and you are by the gate. What are you doing?
Girl, mamacita.
Back it up. First of all, we all have assigned seats, so you're going to get to that seat eventually.
Actually, let's teach you some vocabulary. Siéntate.
Siéntate.
Siéntate en
Siéntate.
español means
Aguántate.
sit. Aguántate. Hold your horses.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair that
You're in group seven.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's fair that someone bought their way up to group 1. But it is the way it is, honey.
It is.
The cat has already been skinned. That's exactly what we're dealing with. We're
Right.
on Earth, as
Yeah.
I often say on this podcast. What can we do? That's it. What would you say is your? We had our top 10 things that we hate
Yeah.
episode last year. What would be your? We'll go in a circle. But what is the one thing that you absolutely hate your makeup? That's a RuPaul's Drag Race reference, and here and there. What would be one thing that you hate when you're traveling? Of the travel experience, airlines. What is one thing that just it's your thing that drives you crazy?
Oh my God.
Well, mine is the baggage claim thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
the crowding really bothers me because it's almost like people assume that they're the only ones traveling. They're the only ones in the airport. They're the only ones. And listen, I get it because when I'm inconvenienced, I'm thinking about myself.
Yeah,
And
Which
so
makes sense.
if you have a bunch of people thinking that way, for sure, it's like, but for me, I think about it as we're all in this together.
Until
you
we're
know,
not. But
until-
yes. Yep, you're right.
Until we're not.
That's that to quote Juan.
Ooh,
Yes.
I hate that little curtain between first class and comfort
because it
or whatever.
because it prevents you from looking back into
No,
coach and
because
laughing
it's
at them.
just
Or?
it's not a fierce curtain. It's a little like me. Like
Oh, so you want
can
more.
still see in there.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do the curtain, do the curtain.
Yeah. It's thin. It's like
really
prosciutto.
show us. Oh, I really want to know what's
Mm-hmm.
going back there. Also, when it's like this little flimsy thing, people think you can go back and forth through that.
Mm.
And
you
how
can't.
embarrassing when you're like when you got to go use the bathroom in first
you
class
can't.
and someone's like, "Sorry, this The bathroom's just first class.
It seems crazy to me that anyone is still pretending that they don't understand what that curtain really is there for. Baby, if you
But
don't...
baby, if there's only 2 bathrooms on the airplane, I don't give a shit if it's
I see
first
what you
class.
mean.
Get me to the bathroom.
I see
Get
what
you to the
mean.
bathroom. Is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
If you're gonna have the curtain, be fierce.
Ooh, what would you like?
I would like a thick theater curtain.
Ooh,
velvet.
Velvet.
Behind the velvet curtain.
Correct.
Ugh, I saw it on the window and I just had to have it.
Exactly.
That's a little older of a reference. That's kind of
Where's
not really
that
aging.
from?
That is, well, it's Carol Burnett.
Oh,
And
got
it's
it,
her
got it.
Scarlet
Oh,
O'Hara.
where she wears
Yeah.
the
Yeah. And they do a
It's her
Gone with the Wind skit.
parody.
So what's yours?
Might what's my top, like one of my top things I
That
hate
you
while
hate.
that I hate while traveling? God, I hate when people put 2 bags up or like in the what's that called?
She
In
said,
the
when I
overhead.
point one finger, I have 2 pointing back.
Because
at
you
me.
know what? I'm fessing up right now and I just know I'm being set up, so I'm just gonna beat them to the fucking punch.
What
Okay.
do you hate?
So I have been not known, it will be known now. I have sometimes done this thing, not
Yes.
always, Barbara. It was Barbara, right?
No,
Diane
that was
Sawyer.
Diane Sawyer. I always, so sorry, aging her. I sometimes, because I am in group A, have
work.
the ability,
It is what
the
it is.
ability to get to my seat soon, right? Which is so nice. I'm pretty loyal to JetBlue, and if you're Mosaic, like it's a great perk. And so, and it is.
Please
it's a great
call the
perk.
police.
And so and here's what I would say to group 7ers and 6s and
Damn.
D's and F's. Like,
What would you say?
I would say, like,
Yeah.
just get your perks up on JetBlue, and then you'll like get to Mosaic.
I can't.
But your
That's how
point
you
is,
build loyalty.
but what are
Spend
you
more
admitting
money.
to? Tell them what
okay,
you're
sorry,
admitting to.
but we don't say that you put up your 2. Yeah,
Because we didn't say that he hits you, but now we said it.
So sometimes I have, because I am also scared of, oh God, and one of my backpacks is pretty packed. It's like the 42L, like away luggage. It's kind of duffely. So like you can get away with putting a lot in there. I don't like to always put a lot in there because I do like to travel light, but there's the occasional moment where you're like, I think I might need that. So like I put it on me, and I don't check bags because if you know what I hate? I hate people who check bags. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say.
I like, to me, it just is like, I want everything on me, but I will sometimes put 2 of my bags up there and I will get away with it. I am rounding up to the nearest I hope so. I am
Oh, I love that.
truly like,
Well, no, because no one's clocking it.
Correct.
If you're doing it.
and it does feel kind of like, ooh, am I gonna get away with it? Am I gonna? And if I do, it's kind of like, okay, it's like, maybe
And
it's an
she's
addiction.
got those legs free to just flop.
But I
and-
will tell you one thing.
What?
I will tell you one thing. I didn't get to do that this time.
Oh.
This time coming to LA,
Yeah.
I was like, I think I was group B. And
Okay.
and that's okay.
It's okay.
And sometimes you have to be group B.
Yeah, exactly. It was fine. You know what I mean? It was
You got to be Group B to appreciate Group A.
Exactly.
Every once in a while.
And you know what I love? Contrast, because it helps me appreciate.
Yes, the
But
yin and yang.
I had a moment, and I'm going to be really honest here. I was going for it. I was like, I'm going to do the thing I do. And a lady was already seated. So here's the thing. You can get away with it. You can get away with it if no one is around you, because then no one saw you put the second one up. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Oh.
But a lady was in
you have
my
a
row
witness.
in the middle already.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I'm over here. And like, was like, okay, so I'm going to do my thing. And she's like waiting for me to put up my one bag. And I was like, well, I either do it in front of her for her to see and her kind of maybe question. And, I could have made it a moment, but instead I didn't. I was like, well, I can't do it this time.
Yeah.
So I took it with me under my seat, blah, blah, blah. A couple minutes go by and I just like look around and I'm just like, damn, I can't get away with it. Shucks. You know what I mean? It's okay. But then I was in the wrong seat. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Is this 19? She goes, no, this is 20. And then she kind of gave me like okay. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you're group A. And she was a little, it was maybe uncomfortable for her to get up a couple times, and that's not my fault. But I was like, sorry, now I have to be in 19. So I moved to 19, and I thought, well, maybe I can't. And it was just too much of a dance. And then like I grinned and bared it, and I had my 42L in front with my back, whatever, and it was fine.
We just got to straddle it.
It was fine. It's less because I don't think I deserve to experience airplaning like that. It's just like, can I get away with it? And sometimes I do.
I'm just a rule. I guess I am a rule follower,
Yeah.
and I'm really afraid of. And I think it might be because I'm an only child, and a way that I distinguished myself as a kid was to like be a rule follower, be good, right? Like it gets you a lot of attention when you're an only child. You can be like, oh my God, he's so good. So one of the ways that works is like I will follow the rules. So when they say your personal bag is at your feet and your larger bag is up there, my personal bag is here, and my larger thing is up there, and I think it is so rude when I go back and I see a purse, a little Michael Kors, just there.
Well, that's different.
And then she sat down.
That is different. That's egregious.
Horrendous. Yeah, and a coat.
Wait, why is it any different than you putting 2 bags?
Well, mine is when you look, you're like, well, that's a really big bag.
But the thing is that your personal item is not supposed to be a carry-on 2.0.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. This is the problem. And
Check the bag.
It's a shame, you know. What
if
can I say?
If you have that status with JetBlue, you should have free bags.
No, because I don't want to be at the baggage claim, and I don't want to have to.
He doesn't want to have partake in your pet peeve.
Correct.
And your top travel thing that you hate.
Right. Correct. Well, that's nice. One less person not to be annoyed at.
I just can't be the pet peeve in front of Juan.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. You can't travel together, and oh my God, please, if you travel together, please make
Oh my God, you would hate traveling with me because I know another thing that you do that I do not do. I do not rush off the plane. I let everybody go.
What do you
Everybody?
mean? How do you know that I rush off a plane?
I feel like you get up. When it's your turn, you get off. You want to get off.
Right. Well,
but not if I'm in 22.
No. I'm not saying that you like rush to get to the front, but you like as soon as you can get off, you get off. I cannot fight to get off a plane. I just can't do it.
So
it
you
is
wait for
too
everyone to
embarrassing.
leave
It's
the
too
plane?
Undignified.
You wait for everyone to leave the plane?
Not everyone, but critical mass.
Wow. You really did get good feedback off of following the rules.
Yes. No, listen, I guess it's because I always check a bag. You go. I always check a bag.
Like you're not getting into heaven faster
No,
than
no.
us.
It's not because of that. It's not because of that. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't want to fight. I don't like games. I don't like fighting. I don't like CrossFit. I don't want to fight with you because if I fight, I do bite. Okay. I hit and I bite. And I'll bite myself too. You know that I would bite myself and I would call the police right away.
Oh my God.
Blame it on
Bites
someone.
all over my body. I am crazy. Okay. So I don't want to get to a 10.
This is used in a Netflix documentary later.
I know.
Yeah.
Later on. Yeah.
She did say she bites.
It was always in plain sight. Okay. So 2 things. So since I check a bag always, because I'm an overpacker, because I have to have everything I own with me. So because I check a bag, there's no rush for me to get off the plane because I'm going to have to wait when I get there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Tranquilo tropical. Just wait.
Yes. Oh
Just
my
wait.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I understand. But I will say if you want to go back to the top 10 things that we hate episode from last year, there was one that I brought up, and it's I hate when people get up and you hear the dong and they rush forward. That is crazy sociopathic behavior.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I hate that. But my top travel thing that I hate, and this is a newer thing that has really become a problem. It is when now everything is assigned. Everything is assigned. You choose your seat.
Right.
Either you're choosing your seat or you're choosing to not choose your seat, and you're giving group
I know what you're gonna do.
Okay,
I
when
know
you're in
what you're
group
gonna say.
rigidi-pugidi-pung, which is all the way at the end, you need to choose your seat, right? But now everyone chooses their seat. What drives me bonkers is when someone asks, a parent comes on with their children, and they ask adults, full-grown adults, to move seats so they can sit with their children. I'm sorry, no.
She said, fuck them kids.
No. Fuck them kids. I am not going to give up my window or my aisle seat so that you can sit next to your 11-year-old. That's just not happening. And you know what? And furthermore, I am not giving up my seat for you to sit next to your 2-year-old either. Yeah. I do not care. If you cannot
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules. Because, and don't act surprised. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The ticket's in the bag. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm a single mom and I'm here. And I'm a single mom. And could you just, I want to sit with my son. No, you knew when you booked that you were not going to be sitting with your son and you boarded this plane anyway. Okay. So don't try it. Okay. I'm not new here, bitch. I'm not new. So don't try it.
She said, I'm the father now.
Yeah, don't try it. And I'm going to say something very obnoxious. We've been a little arrogant this episode, but you know what? Who cares?
Who cares?
We were brown people. Our parents suffered a lot to come to this country. We should enjoy some of the capitalistic treasures.
Yeah, exactly.
If you cannot pick a seat, if you book a flight and you cannot pick a seat next to
Together.
your kid,
Right.
you're not going on that flight. Don't take it. That flight is not for you.
Yeah.
That flight is not for you.
I also don't need to move if you want to sit next to your wife. I don't care.
Absolutely not.
To who? To another adult? As if, what are you going to do for her?
I actually did do that. I did that. Hold on. Because I don't mind being told no. I'm just asking because why not?
Because you wanted to sit next to.
But it was also literally the same seat. I'll never ask someone to move from a window to an aisle because I know preferences are preferences because I like to sit by the window.
Me
but
too.
I was flying with Philip for the first time. He was flying first class for the first time. So I wanted to sit next to him and, get to experience his joy. So this sounds
first class is its own group. There's group
right.
A.
It was a short flight. It was, and I didn't pay for it. So anyway, I asked the guy that was sitting on the opposite aisle seat. Philip was sitting on the opposite aisle seat, and the guy was sitting next to me. And I said, "Would you mind switching aisle seats with him, just so we can sit together? But if not, it's fine." And he's like, "Oh yeah, for sure."
But that's an even Steven exchange.
That is
right,
correct.
Okay.
The parents, the mothers and fathers that I'm talking about, they're asking you to go from like 8E, okay, out the window to 24B. B, C, D, F. Like they want you to sit on top of another woman. They're like, can you give me your window seat? And you have to actually sit on the wing of the plane. Okay? You have to sit upside down like a fucking bat. That's your seat now. No. Jay, my boyfriend, this happened to him. So he gave up his good seat so that a parent and child could sit together.
Okay.
Aww.
But then what ended up happening through some upside down loop-de-loop, upside down reverse double axle.
Which
his
in other
aisles-
contexts would be great and you would have gotten a great score.
Correct. The aisle seat that he had, he gave up that aisle seat to sit in a middle so that someone could sit together.
in a middle.
Listen. And I don't know what happened, but the punchline is another solo traveler ended up in that aisle seat because no good deed goes unpunished.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, no. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that is that is my new travel no.
That's a
We're
lot.
not switching seats.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Talk to the airline, get yourself together. I don't care who you want to sit with. And if it's a bachelor or bachelorette party or any kind of commemorative adult occasion, grow up and connect to the Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
baby.
Speaking of first class and elitism, have you guys been watching White Lotus?
Wow.
I have.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Of the 3 ladies that are friends, who are you? And who do you think?
Yeah,
Who do you think?
question. Who do you
Okay,
think the other
we
one
are?
is?
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so
This is more fun than Sex in the City because Sex in the City you had to pick between 4. Now there's
know.
only 3,
I
and there's
know.
only 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is very specific, but I think like
I'm worried.
posture wise, this,
Yes.
so be with me on that, like kind of physical body language, you're Carrie Coon. Like Carrie's kind of like, she has this like hunchy, like, but like, we don't know enough about her yet.
Yeah.
She's rich. She's there with them. I know it's like
Yes.
all on Miss Other Girl's like guest diamond
Right.
class, whatever. She's famous, but there's something we don't know yet about her, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And kind of like, she's like a silent assassin. So I'm going to give
Mm.
that to you.
Okay.
And then I'll give you Leslie Bibb.
Mm.
I think I'm
Because
a
I think you'll be
Leslie
really good with Republicans.
Bibb. Exactly.
I think you can handle them well. I think you could go to a
She's like, "They're
Baptist
good
church.
people."
Yeah,
They're good
people
people.
on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I actually agree with that. I think I could really deliver on the Leslie Bibb lines, like especially when they're like, "No, I love her, and I really, I love her."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you,
And like you would make a face that's like,
Uh-huh.
like a weird
Are
smile.
we really
Yeah.
gonna talk about Trump?
no,
now,
and you are
guys?
definitely, yeah.
I'm definitely having the guy come over when everyone's asleep and having my in secret rendezvous
right.
and then not telling you.
When you were pushing him on the friend the whole time.
You know, I wouldn't do that. That I would never do. If I want something, I either keep it to myself or
Right.
do it
Yeah, I see what
secretly.
you
And that's the thing. When she kept saying, like, you're the only single one, I'm like, she's gonna fuck him.
Yeah, I didn't
She's gonna
clock
fuck
that.
him.
I'm not gonna lie.
She's gonna fuck him. Mhm.
Yeah, but
I
thought
really,
they were
I
all
really
gonna-
bought into her kindness there. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, I,
oh,
like,
I
did.
knew
bought
it.
it. I bought
knew
it.
huh?
But I also,
I could see where I see what you see, but I didn't see it, but I see you now.
I did. The reason I pick her for you is the scene where they go to the old people resort, and she's like, "What the fuck is happening? Why are we here?" That is Ian Boots.
Oh
She'd be like,
my
I don't know if
God.
is this a vibe, you guys?
Totally,
Do we
totally.
wanna be
I
here?
got her. I
And
got
Juan's
her.
like,
I got her.
Let's just order a drink.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is fine. The Wi-Fi is strong.
Yeah,
there's,
yeah.
There's water. It's not hot. It's not like
I'm
that hot
screaming.
here.
Yes.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god. I totally,
Okay.
totally
But
agree.
you have the, I think we can also, Ian and I can also drop in. That's not to say that we can't handle Chekhov and Williams, but I think
Oh
that
no, you definitely have.
But
We all
can-
have aspects of each of them.
but you
for
can definitely
sure.
sink into the Carrie Coon.
My favorite is you didn't see the latest
I
episode,
didn't.
but where she confronts her. She's like, "So he slept over," and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
No, she lies.
Yeah,
Okay.
she denies.
She denies.
She's like, "What are you talking about?" No, and she's like, "Girl, come
Stop.
on now."
Does she actually know, or is she just probing
Well,
because
because
she?
Leslie Bibb told her. She says she
Yeah,
says it
it's
very
good.
like, "Good morning." Valentine slept over.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so perfect because they're not
is perfect.
hurting anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're being real people.
It's what happens.
It is what happens. And this is the thing, because a lot of people are like watching this woman and they're like, they're not even really friends. I'm like, no, that is
friendship.
real friendship. Like when you know your girls like that,
Yeah.
and you know, she's like, you haven't changed a bit. She's like, you're fucking crazy. She's like, I don't care. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I was like, ooh, that is me to be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And then
He goes,
Okay.
well, we
We'll
should
save
share.
it. Yeah.
We'll save it.
Sorry.
We'll
God,
save
I'm
it.
so
I don't
sorry.
want you to know.
I didn't do my homework.
Here's something that I'll say about
Oh,
their
favorite.
friendship. Here's something that I'll say about their friendship that I really appreciate. I think that often people think that, or it is said that you need to be completely honest with your friends. You need to be totally transparent. You need to always say how you feel. And I think that's semi-true.
Mhm.
But I also think you need to protect your friends.
Mm.
And so some of the thoughts that Leslie Bibb's character has about Carrie's character and, you know, her judgment of her choices and how
Right.
she chose to parent and everything else, those are true.
Mhm.
Those are her feelings. That's how she feels about it. Leslie did a totally different thing. She moved to Texas, married her man, did her thing. And
Awesome.
Carrie didn't do that thing. Yes, exactly. And Carrie didn't do that. Carrie
Right.
Coon's character didn't do that. And there's good people on both sides. Both are right and neither are wrong.
Right.
Right. But I'll just say, I think that with friendship, we often say, you know, got to be completely honest. And sometimes you don't actually have to be completely honest. I think we also have to protect people that we've known for 25 years.
Right.
And we need to be sensitive. And what I like about their relationship is that they seem to very realistically
Mhm.
have this thing where like you can be best friends with someone and not see them all the time.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the way they're picking up again feels very realistic.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
And also the just the dynamic of how people change, but you knew each other back when.
Back
That,
when.
I
Yeah.
love that about. That's my
But also
favorite.
are seeing
plot
each
on the
other
show.
for who you
Yeah.
are now. Like there was, this is not really a spoiler, but it's like the lines where she says, Carrie Coon's character says to Leslie, but she's like, and did you see her last night? with those guys, she craves male attention. And it's cute when you're in your 20s, but at 45, it's desperate. And I was like, wow, that is friendship. Like when you're holding on to that stuff
because you
from early, but then you're also like, oh, this bitch hasn't changed. Like she's that girl. And like now she's older and it looks weird. And I thought that watching, you saw the scene where she was like dancing and saw the girls looking and and I was like, oh, she really needs that.
But you know, in some way, that scene specifically, it's interesting. I watched it and I thought, good for you. Because to me, I was looking at the young girls and I was like, yeah, the young girls are acting all cool.
Right.
Young girls aren't out on this dance floor. They're not dancing with the guys.
They're not.
Right.
And the guys are with the woman who, by the way, this is a show. It's being written to have conflict and have drama. So like this whole moment of like, she's being desperate is a color, sure, that you could say. But it's also like, she looks the way she does. She's in her 40s. And she can get the like to me it's
she's like playing to the crowd
Yeah.
rather than just playing in the crowd. Do you know what I mean? Like she's doing all of that for those women rather than for herself.
Oh, see, I took it as she noticed them looking at her in this way, and then
it was giving, I still got it. Look at me, girls. I still got it.
Oh,
they love me.
I was seeing, but to me it was out of a response of judgment, and it's like you won't judge me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. I mean, but ¿por qué no los dos? You know,
¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? What I have appreciated about the White Lotus series, and some people have said that this is a little bit this season has been a little slow. They haven't liked it as much.
Yep.
What I love about this season is what I've loved about all of them. Yes, it might be moving more slowly. It might not have as much action as the other seasons, but the undercurrent is what's there.
Yeah.
And it is a character, it is a study of human
Behavior,
relationships and what in this thing that we all share, which is this desire to go on vacation and have a good time.
Right.
And that
because they're all going somewhere, but where you are is where, like, what is it that we say?
Wherever you go, there you are.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah.
So you can go to Thailand, baby, but you will be there.
Yeah, and these dynamics, obviously, it's nice to stay at the White Lotus, you know, the equivalent of wherever they're staying in real life. You know, it's very nice to stay at the Raffles Hotel in Seychelles.
4 Seasons.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's
Okay.
4 Seasons. So it's very nice to stay at those hotels, but that's true of whether you're staying at a Ramada Inn in Poughkeepsie for 3 days or you're going to
Which you would love to do an ad for, or if you'd like to host us while we're in Florida.
We love
or something.
Poughkeepsie.
Pride is coming up.
Yeah, Pride Poughkeepsie. Love it.
Got a good ring
Can't
to
get
its
enough
tone
of
there.
it. Yeah.
Pride
No,
Poughkeepsie.
but in all seriousness, like whether you're visiting Niagara Falls or you're at, you know, the Hotel de Bellas Artes in Barcelona, those dynamics of what it is to have this desire to enjoy yourself on vacation and yet have all the natural conflicts that happen within families and friends. That's why the show is so captivating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also, you know something I love about travel on vacation? This is
What?
something I love. I love that people buy new clothing and accessories and bags to go on vacation.
Oh,
They wear new things to see people they've never seen before.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
They're
that
like playing
is-
characters in a new place.
It's divine.
I know exactly.
It's divine.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It speaks to one of the wonderful things about humans, and it's that we just want to look beautiful and be loved and have a good time. You know what I mean?
eat
And
well.
play with dogs,
And play with dogs.
And-
Unless you're allergic.
Never mind.
unless you're allergic. Well,
What-
but we have. What'd you say?
She said, and dogs. And I said, and never mind.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
well,
and
yeah,
dot,
yeah,
dot,
yeah.
dot.
Yeah.
As the great Sophie in Mamma Mia once said. But you know, it's like there's something so great about the show that we get to discover these people and like brothers and sisters
Yeah.
and their relationships. And
You know, an interesting thing after hearing you discuss that, it's like you're absolutely right. The show, it by no means has been like a disappointment.
No.
But I think what happens is there was an expectation.
Yes.
There's a you know, like a set. It's so planned out. We already know like what the White Lotus
do.
like idea is supposed to be.
We do.
And I think like it's what happens when a show comes and we are waiting with bated breath for it. And then if it does not meet the exact requirements that we thought, it almost becomes the dance of like, not really, like that itself
Yes.
becomes like enjoyable to say, to not be contrarian. It really, because it is, people are saying it because they do mean it, but you could tell that it was like, we're not having this kind of conversation where someone goes, but We do know it will end up getting somewhere really, really good. He always kind of revs us up somewhere.
Mhm.
And to what you're saying, it's like, because I was that person who was like, okay, nothing really happened there. But then I started noticing, I was like, wait, storylines that I didn't think were going to be very like, I was like, what's happening here are now my favorite. Like the 3 girls I'm so interested in because of their behavior with each other. Obviously, I'm really curious about Parker Posey family and like where that's going and the daughter.
It made me meet like that relationship that those 3 girls have made me miss like shows like Insecure and Girls. Like just those like slice of life, like internal relationship shows without it needing to be some like existential situation.
Have you heard of the new one coming out? It's called Tres Leches and it's featuring us. And
I've actually started writing something about this dynamic, but I'm not going to tell you about it.
War and Peace.
War and
Peace.
And
Cuba Libre.
Yeah. And I wonder how much Mike White's Survivor experience
People have brought this up.
has informed this, because in Survivor, what is so fun about Survivor is how quickly they become this.
Play the game.
They play the game, and there's dynamics, and there's allies, and there's real relationships, and it's like on this last season of on Traitors. I loved when people who are on the same reality show. They're like, I just can't betray them, like they're family. I'm like, really? I love that. I think that's really interesting how we can build community.
Yeah.
And even when they're only there for a short time.
Yeah.
On this,
we're tribal by
out-
nature. It's
it
like
is.
sometimes when you start a new job and the person that you went to orientation with is all of a sudden that's your girl.
That's
like,
your girl.
you know,
Unless-
even if you don't stay friends forever, that's your day one.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Although I'm loyal to others, but I'm more loyal to me. And so if you're not keeping up, like once we've had that orientation and it's like, if you're not hustling like I am, and we're just like, you're just not making it, unless and somehow like I can fix you and you become a project and I'll keep you around, fine. But if not, it's just like, then I'll see you when you're boarding group 7.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
We really are stepping into an American arrogancy.
Who's
this
we?
episode? Sorry. It's sorry. I speak about me in
we in third person.
yeah. It's like me and then he up here.
Me, Paget, and Joseph.
Mhm.
If you didn't know, that's Ian's middle name,
It
Joseph.
is my middle name.
Can I say one more
Joey
thing?
P. What?
We have to leave. We have to finish.
Yeah,
do
we
have
have
to
to.
finish.
We have.
We have business to settle.
we have
We have
business
business
to
to settle.
but
anyway,
can I say one thing before
Like
we leave?
Keala.
yeah.
I forgot about one thing that I hate. I'll make it fast.
Oh,
I think Southwest
Don't make promises you
is
can't
changing it,
okay.
but I think that their kind of communal boarding
Yeah.
on Southwest is horrendous. If you've ever flown Southwest, I absolutely hate it. Not to say that I prefer.
20. When's the last time you flew Southwest?
It was a while, but I was back in my tour days.
Okay.
I didn't like it, but I will just say this.
You don't like the first come first serve vibe.
I do not like
in
the
that
first
setting.
come first of the vibe of that. It is
Okay.
it's communism. And my family did not come to this country for me to have to endure that. Okay.
Right.
It was we earned this, and I just don't. I hate that.
This is a show about like
But everyone's paying the same price, so why wouldn't it be that way?
Well, that's the thing is they're not necessarily.
It's
paying the same
also
price.
if you're a rule follower, it's probably best for you because you're going to be checking in once that option is available.
Yes, but you see, but there's chance there. It's about your Wi-Fi connection and all of that.
Right.
And they did not all pay the same price. That's
Oh.
the issue because you bought the fare 3 months ago. It would have been $80 and now it's $350.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
yeah. That I didn't. Yeah.
how is that business model still a model?
Well, because the tickets are cheap. They're
Until
pretty
they're
good.
not.
Oh.
Until you buy the same day, but here and
See,
there.
The same day. Well, then you deserve it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
How actually that's a good question, and then we'll really because we do have to move on to business. But like, how close to when you need to travel are you booking travel?
Too
Juan
close.
is doing up to the minute booking.
Really?
Too close.
So interestingly enough, so to me that kind of goes like that is incongruent.
She's a Capricorn.
I know, but that's incongruent with the rule following. So to me, it would seem like you would be you would have that flight booked at least
He's a rule
3
follower,
weeks.
but not a planner.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's something very much like
Jay
about
shaking his head.
wanting to be able to change at any moment.
Zig
Zig
who
and
are
Zag.
yes, the unencumbered king over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Mhm.
No, bitch. Once I know, I'm booking that flight.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
Beyonce.
Yes.
Okay, but we need more words than that.
Everybody knows Virgos are timely. They like planning. They have spreadsheets. It's giving
So you're a month before.
a month before, of
At
course,
least, okay.
absolutely.
Of course.
When I know the
Of
dates, I'm
course.
coming. I'm
Of
going
course.
to book the flight.
work.
And what are you?
You know, recently I've been kind of a 2-weeker.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's pretty.
2 week to 10 days.
Ian does like I'm just gonna go to LA for a little bit.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
Mhm.
That work
He's
from
been
home
in LA
life.
for a little bit.
I have. And
I
I
wonder
have
what's
been
keeping him here.
enjoying the fruits of my labor.
I
It's been
bet
so
you
nice
have,
for me.
honey.
But
Mhm.
that'll be for my own podcast that I'll start when I die.
Oh, Joey P.
You know, if I went with my mom's last name,
What's that?
Ramirez.
Oh, wow. Surprising in this industry, she doesn't put that as her last
Well,
name.
I know. You know,
Ian
It was too
Ramirez.
late. It
You know,
was
I've
too
thought
late.
about it.
Back with it. Well, you can't do it now already. Everyone
too-
already knows you as Ian Paget.
You know, no. Yes, I know what you mean, which is why I haven't done it. But also, like, if you want to, it's never too late.
Right.
Change your mind whenever you
Ian
want.
Ramirez. I mean,
My dad shaded me on my Latino-ness, by the way. My actual
Ooh.
father. And I'm going to just give
is
you
he
one.
white? Isn't he white?
He is.
So what?
But that's not his fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what would he have to say about your
So
Latino-ness?
he read a bio for something I had turned in
Oh.
for
Okay.
like I was a guest on something. I don't remember what
Yeah.
it was. And it was like Ian Paget, Honduran American actor, blah, 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 and like whatever. And he sent me the bio and
Yeah.
he goes, Honduran American question mark.
Oh,
And I was like,
the supremacy.
I was like,
Jumped out.
yeah, but I understood because he's never. I kind of got it because I think he was just like, oh, like this, huh? Actually, maybe I have to ask
what
him
would
about
he
it.
prefer? Like just
Well, I think
American
it was. I
or
think he was like,
English American,
I don't know. No, I don't know.
British
Like,
American?
No, I don't. I really don't know. But I think
Oh.
it was maybe just getting so specific, and I want to be like, Dad, like, yeah. Do
It's
you
part
know
of me.
I'm your son, and like your mom? My mom is like Iris,
Honduran? Yeah.
Iris Vanegas Ramirez. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't get
So-
more Honduran than that.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was just an interesting moment of him being like, I think because
Did he feel maybe
no, it had nothing
negated
to
in
do
that
with
moment?
like why are you owning that? I think it was like I think I've maybe never associated to it as
Publicly.
publicly
Yeah.
plainly or something like that.
Word.
And so
Well,
these
that's-
times there are changing.
But growing up in Miami, we were around so many Latinos all the time that you don't feel like you need to do it.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, when you're in New York,
A little
even though
bit.
there's a lot of diverse people in New York, but you just don't
slash
feel like you
in
need to.
media, like it
Yeah.
feels, and you know what? Like I will say it has helped me. Like, and ever since you couldn't do, also when friends can't do jobs, then they go, I'll give them to my other friends, like Johnny. When I did the thing for Gabe,
Yeah.
you know, I was on
Oh yeah, the GLAAD Latine something.
Yeah.
well, his show, it's
His
like
show, yeah.
yeah, I forget.
Yes,
That's
yes,
terrible.
yes.
We'll plug that in.
Yeah.
But I don't know that some of the cool things that have happened around my Latinidad would have happened. Who's to say? But the argument could be
Yeah.
it's argued that because I have owned up to and just been a little bit more public around my Honduranness,
Yeah.
it's opened up great new avenues and conversations I've gotten to have. And that was without media training, Juan.
Exactly.
Because I could tell when Juan, because he all of a sudden I was here and he was like, "Wow, I've never heard Ian to turn that on."
That was good. That was
you.
good.
Thank you.
Well, the next
Well, it
episode
was
will
good.
be about our heritage, I'm sure. No?
Yeah, they're always
really get
it's
into-
it's always about our heritage.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always
All right, well, that was
Guys,
nice.
That was so nice.
Thanks for catching up with us.
It's nice to be back in the same room with y'all.
It's so nice.
Until next
It's
time.
been delightful, lovely.
We love you.
Bye.
Buenas.
¡Qué rico!